Now 10:37. Any other devotees coming? Should we wait? Maybe we can do one more bhajan. Hopefully some more devotees will come.
Are you going to sit there, Prabhuji?
No, I'm gonna sit over here, I think. And I will take.
You want to play harmonium with the next bhajan?
Yeah.
Ain't just a drop. No such thing. This is like concentrated dye, you know.
Huh? Oh my gosh, what's happening?
I'll be listening to the class.
We should start earlier then.
There's a speaker in there, and I'll be
Okay,
listening to
all right.
the class.
There's people also on the live stream all over.
I don't like live stream.
No, but I'm saying, remember that there are people here listening like this.
Yeah. Okay. So we sing a bhajan, Vishabhanu Sutta. Kartals. You have kartals? Or are you going to play mridanga?
112.
Can we read the translation? Real quick? So
Go ahead.
everyone knows what they're singing and doesn't mean.
To serve the lotus feet of the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, I shall become her Kalyadasi, affectionately stealth her maidservant, and strive to constantly bring her all happiness.
I shall know within my heart that Sri Krishna takes pleasure in Sri Radha's happiness, and so I shall never desire to abandon her lotus feet and to enjoy separately with Sri Krishna.
The Sakis are my supreme well-wishers and my gurus regarding the loving affairs of the divine couple. Remaining faithfully under their guidance, I shall serve Sri Radha's lotus feet, which are like wish-fulfilling trees.
Let anyone aside from Sri Radha's party be as they are. I am indeed always partial to Radhika and never look upon those who are not.
Who has kartals? One? That's all right. You play gong, you play kartals. Haribo. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Rishabhanusta Charana sevane oi voye paya dasi Vrishavan charana sevane oi voye paya dasi. Dutal, huh? Vishabhanu Sutta Charana Sevane Oi Voye Paya Dasi Vishabhanu Sutta Charana Sevane Oi Voye Paya Dasi Shri Radhara Sukha Satat sadhane rahibo ami prayasi Vrishabhanu Sutta Charana Sevane Hoi Voye Paya Dasi Vrishabhanu Shri Radhara Sukhe Krishnera Jai Sukha Jani Bomane Te Ami Shri Radhara Sukhe Radhe Shri Radhe Shri Radhara Sukhe Krishnera Jai Sukha Janiva Mane Te Ami Sukhe Radha Pada Chadi Shri Krishna Sangha Mein Shri Radhara Sukhe Krishnera Jai Sukha Radha Pada Chadi Shri Krishna Sangha Mein Kabu na hoiva kami Vrishabhanu Sutta Charana Sevane Oi Voye Paya Dasi Saki Gana Mama Paramasurita Jugala Premera Guru Tadanuga Hoye Sevivo Radhara Tadanuga Hoye Sevivo Radhara Charana Kalpa Taru Charana Kalpa Taru Vrishabhanu Sutta Charana Sevane Oi Voye Paya Dasi Vishavanusutta Charana Radha Paksha Chadi Jai Jana Se bhave thake Radha Paksha Chadi Se jana Je bhave thake Ami to Radhika Pakshapari Sada Ami to Radhika Pakshapari Sada Kabu nahi heri take Vishavanusutta Charana Sevane Hoibo e Paya Dasi Vishavanusutta Siradhara Sukha Satata Sadane Rahivami Prayasi Siradhara Vishavanusutta Charana Sevane Hoibo e Paya Dasi Vishavanusutta Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Radha Rani ki jai Maharani ki jai Radha Rani ki jai Maharani ki jai Vishabhanu Dulali ki jai 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 Vishabhanu Dulali ki jai 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 Jaya Vaishnavali ki jai 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 Jaya Vaishnavali ki jai 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 Vaishnavali ki jai 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 Vaishnavali ki jai jai Radha Rani ki jai Maharani ki 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 jai Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Oh, Haribo! Nitai! Rama! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Gaura Hari Bo. Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Gaura Hari Bo. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Sisi Radhe Shyam. So I sang this song before Bhagavatam class for a reason. You know why? Yes. Every word, every shloka, every syllable, the entire Srimad Bhagavatam is called Srimad Bhagavatam. So it's the glorification ultimately of pure bhakti, uttama bhakti, prema bhakti, and the personification of prema bhakti, Ladini Shakti, Svarupini, Mahabhav Svarupini, Srimati Radhika. So really the Bhagavatam is all about understanding what is pure love. It culminates in the pastimes of Radha and Krishna in the 10th canto. But every part of the Bhagavatam, from the first canto to the second canto, third canto, etc., leads up to this. So in sequence, in perfect kram, in perfect order, with intelligent reasoning, building on a theme of bhakti from the very beginning, from the first shloka to the last shloka, is all about expressing pure love of Godhead. And Srimati Radhika is the embodiment of that. Her pastimes with Krishna in the 10th canto are exhibiting that pure love. So we're desiring to be Radha Palyadasi, right? Are you convinced? Maybe not 100% convinced. But by reading Srimad Bhagavatam and understanding all the different levels of bhakti, what is bhakti, what is pure bhakti, what is uttama bhakti, then we can become completely fixed in not only the concept of bhakti, but the practice of bhakti, and then finally the realization of bhakti. So it's very powerful. So this class is the foundation. I'm going to lay some foundation for tomorrow's class, we're going to talk about the importance of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, and if there's time, then touch the shloka, the beginning of the 9th chapter of the 1st canto. I'm actually on the 8th canto, my 2nd time through, but I'm coming down to the 1st canto because that's where you're at. No problem. If you have a very juicy fruit like mango, anywhere you taste the mango is sweet, right? So anywhere we touch Srimad Bhagavatam is also sweet. Can you see in every word, in every syllable, Radharani? I think you cannot see. But if you try, by going through the entire Bhagavatam and understanding the essence of Bhagavatam, Gurudev wrote one book, right? Essence of Bhagavad Gita. We need a book called The Essence of Bhagavatam. Explain that what really is the Bhagavatam. When we understand the Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna, and Krishna means Radha and Krishna, Vrindavan, all of his associates, then we can go into even the 1st canto, 2nd canto, 3rd canto, creation, destruction, everything, and see how Krishna's Shakti is manifesting everywhere. So it's very esoteric and deep subject matter, but by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, even a foolish person, even a child, with the mercy of Gauranga, we can understand the highest thing. Mahaprabhu Krishna came in this Kali Yuga to give the highest thing to the most fallen. Everyone in Kali Yuga is very degraded. We're all born Sudras. Even those born in caste Brahmin families, they're still born Sudras. They think, oh, I am Brahmin. You're not Brahmin until you undergo the purificatory process of taking initiation and perform some samskaras, then you may become Brahmin. So everyone in Kali Yuga is very fallen. But Krishna is so kind. He came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give Prem Ras Niryas Korite Ashvadan Rag Marg Bhakti Loke Korite Pracharan Rasik Sekara Krishna Parama Karuna Edui Hetu Haite Ichara Ugama. Krishna is Rasik Sekara. He's like the taster of all the mellows of the love of Godhead. He's also Parama Karuna, extremely merciful, especially in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he's come to give Krishna Prem, especially Vrindavan Prem, Gopi Bhav, Manjari Bhav. Huh? Is it Nitai? What did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu come to give? What kind of Krishna Prem? Good. Be a parrot. At first, it's good to be a parrot. He came to give the highest thing to the most fallen. Right? But there's a process. And if we follow the process, then we can get Mahaprabhu's mercy. So part of the process is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam every day. If we neglect this, this is Namaparad. There are 10 offenses against the chanting of the holy name, and one of them is to neglect the Vedic literatures. Of all the Vedic literatures, Srimad Bhagavatam is Paramat, supreme. So if we neglect Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll be punished by Yamaraj, life after life. So everything I'm speaking is from Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm not adding anything. I'm not subtracting anything. I'm not interpolating or interpreting. I'm trying to express exactly what our acharyas, our Gurudev, and Shastra has given. Yeah.
Gurudev does have that book. It's called
Secret Truths of Bhagavatam. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to pass out the Mangala Charana. There's 2 pages back to back, four pages all in all. So everybody gets the 2 copies, right? Like that. At the end of class, but tomorrow, if you want to keep them, you can keep them tomorrow. These are shlokas, Mangalacharana shlokas, glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam. Hey, Haridas, can I get some water? That'd be great. No, it's okay. Who doesn't have?
One more set. Actually, 2 more.
Good? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Now we'll repeat together, okay? Narayanam namaskricha naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tojayam mudiraya Shinvatam swakata Krishna punyashravana kirtana Hridiyanto stohya bhadrani vidunoti saritsatam Nasta praishu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Tadara Justamo Bhava Kama Loba Dayaschaye Cheta Etera Navidam Stitam Sattve Prasidati Evam Prashanamanaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yogata Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate Vidyate hridaya grantis chidyante sarva samshaya Shiyante chasya karmani drishta evat manishvare Si harivamsa cha Vede ramayana chaiva purane bhalate tata Ado ante cha madhye cha hari sarvatra giyate Mukham karati vachalam pangum langayate girim Yad kripatamaham vande paramananda madhavam Dharma prochita kaitavatra paramo nirmatsaranam satam Vedyam vastavam atra vastu sivaram tapatrayon mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni kritikim va parir ishvara Sadyo hridya varudite trakriti bishusubis tachanat Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam Sukhamukaram rita drava samyutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Muhur aho rasika bhuvi bhavugaha Anarto pasamam saksad Bhakti yogam madoksaje Lokasya janito vidvams Chakre satvata samhitam Yasyam vaisriyamanayam Krishne parama purushe Bhakti rudpadyate pumsha Shoka moha bhayapaha Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramahamsam Ekam Amalam Jnanam Param Giyate Tatra Jnana Vairagya Bhakti Sahitam Naiskarmyam Aviskritan Tachinvan Supatan Vicharano Paro Bhaktya Vimuchen Naraha Arto Yam Brahma Sutranam Bharatartha Vinirnaya Gayatri Basya Ruposo Vedartha Paribrimhita Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama Shloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishayashaya Lokasya Danyam Swasti Ayanam Mahat Tadidam Grahayam Asam Sutam Atmavatam Varam Sarva Vedeti Hasanam Saram Saram Samudritam. Sri Sutta Uvacha Yam Pravajantam Anupetyam Apetya Krityam Dvaipayino Viraha Katara Ajuhava Putreti Tanmayatero Talavo Vinedus Tam Sarva Bhutam Hridayam Munimanatosmi Sarva Vedanta Saram Hi Sri Bhagavatam Ishyate Tadrasamrita Triptasya Nanyata Swarati Kuchit Nimnaganam Yata Ganga Devanam Achuto Yata Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu Purananam Idam Tata Mridanga Krishna Bhakti Rasa Swarup Shri Bhagavata Tate Veda Shastra Haite Parama Mahata. Together. Chari Veda Upanishade Yata Kichu Aya Tararta Lanavyasa Korila Sanchaya Ye Sutra Ye Ru Vishaya Vachana Bhagavate Seru Shloke Nibandana Jivera Nistara Lagi Sutra Kaila Vyasa Mayavadi Basya Sunile Haya Sarvanasa Jaha Bhagavata Pada Vaishnavira Stane Ekanta Srayakara Chaitanya Charane Bhagavata Jena Mane Se Javana Sama Tara Shastra Ache Janme Janme Prabhu Yama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki Suchitra, can you come so that I can see you? You're hiding behind. Narada Muni, come on up. Krishna consciousness is not a spectator sport, right? We don't sit in the grandstands and watch the players. It's a participatory sport. So chanting these Mangalacharana is very purifying. There's 3 types of Mangalacharana. The first is to offer pranams to the book and to the author. The second is to explain what is the subject matter that we'll be discussing and reading about. And the third is what is the benefit? What is the benefit you receive when you hear Srimad Bhagavatam? So all these are all Mangalacharnas. And they're all describing one of these 3 things. The first one is Narayanam Namaskricha, Taram Chaiva Narottamam, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam, Tato Jayam Udiraya. So what type of Mangalacharna is this? Of the 3 types of Mangalacharna, which I just described, right? My Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishnom Vishnupad Sri Srimad Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj, was a school teacher. And when he gave Bhagavatam class, it was very interactive. He would ask questions, he would sing, he would relish Bhagavatam, he would teach Bhagavatam, he would teach Bhagavatam. He would inculcate the meaning of Bhagavatam into the minds and hearts of his students. So he was a teacher. So I'm a little bit in that mood. I like to see, is your mind thinking about what is being spoken, or is it thinking about something else? So I just explained there are 3 types of Mangalacharana. And then we just did the first Mangalacharana. Can anyone tell me which of the 3 types this is? No. What is the benefit here? Read the translation. You have the readout? So of the 3 types, which type is it? Huh? Paying obeisances. Yes. There's so many. Narayan Rishi, and to Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, Vyasadeva, the author, right? Then Shrinvatam Svakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridiyantosto Hyabhadrani Vidunoti Suritsatam. Just hearing this and chanting it is extremely purifying. We have a very special guest today I would like to introduce to all of you. You may not be aware, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna himself, is present. He loves to hear Bhagavat. Whenever Bhagavatam is being recited, he comes to that place. He enters into the heart of those who are listening. And with a broom, he sweeps the heart. He cleanses the heart of all the anarthas. So what type of Mangalacharana is this? Huh? The benefit of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is very, very purifying. It creates such punya, bhakti sukriti, by hearing these virtuous messages of the Bhagavatam, that Krishna himself, who is the benefactor of the truthful devotee, he enters the heart. Does he need to enter the heart? He's already there. In what form? What's it called? Huh? Sirodakshai Vishnu. Paramatma, super soul, is already in the heart. Is that Krishna? Huh? It is. In Tattva, it's Krishna. But in another sense, it's not Krishna. Paramatma is in the heart of all living beings. The worms, the insects, the demons, the devotees, the demigods, everyone. Even Paramatma is in dull matter, this rug, stones, inert beings that don't have jivas. Paramatma is there also. Krishna says, all beings are in me in Gita, but I am not in them. So when Krishna says, I am not in them, he means myself, Dwarkadish Krishna, Brajendra Nandan Shamsundar Krishna, I am not in them. Krishna in his personal form as Brajendra Nandan Shamsundar, Radha Vallabha, Radhakanta, Radha Raman, that Krishna comes in the heart of a devotee when the Bhagavatam is being recited. Because the Bhagavatam is all about the glorification of Vrindavan, Radharani, Radha and Krishna's pastimes, ultimately. Right? So Krishna likes to hear his own glories. Right, Shivananda? Everyone likes to hear their own glories. How wonderful you are. And everyone likes to hear their name, Shivananda Prabhu, isn't it? Yes.
I have a question, and I know you're going to answer it, so I'll hold it. I have a question, and you don't answer it.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah. Anybody can ask question. And this is a very informal class today, okay?
What you're going to say here, so
Because it's an introductory class to Srimad Bhagavatam.
this is our
Let him ask, and then you can ask, okay? What's your question?
Well, you're going to answer it, and if you don't answer it, I know.
All right, what's your question?
I don't know what the definition of Mangala Chakra is. You said the three-
Mangala means auspiciousness. So we're giving some praise, some glorification, some verses that are creating auspiciousness. It's like the beginning of any activity or someone's birthday, like yesterday we were showering flowers on that Prabhu, right? That was Swasti Vachan, all kind of auspicious blessings. So before you start any great endeavor, any yagna, we're doing a yagna today. What type of yagna? Huh? This is Gyan Yagna. We're giving our time, huh? Oh, yeah. Okay, okay. You're new. Oh, very good. Yagna means sacrifice. Gyan means knowledge. So you're sacrificing your time, your energy to come and hear and get some transcendental knowledge. So it's a sacrifice, right? You're making a sacrifice. You could be somewhere else, doing something else, but you decided to be here. So we're doing Gyan Yagna. Before you start any yagna, Shivananda Prabhu, you're looking very beautiful today.
Well, only because I'm seeing a beautiful thing, and you're some really sweet nectar. I'm going to introduce this Prabhu. I know you guys know him. And listen, you know what? This devotee is one of the devotees that I love to hear from, and he's taught me many, many things. And the main thing, what he's taught me, is to understand, no, not to understand, to relish the opportunity to hear the Bhagavatam. He's been doing this for many, many, many years. And so I'm so glad that he came here because you see how he sets such an environment so that we can be very focused. So we can be very focused. And the thing is, trust me, this is going to be a long class. So like, we're not on a sprint here, okay? We're on a marathon. You know, I mean, we're not even in the starting blocks. I mean, maybe, you know.
We haven't even finished the Mangala Charity yet.
Exactly. So the thing is, you know, we can kind of be a little informal because when our heart is soft in an informal way, then we can actually grasp. But
Yes.
if we start getting a little bit too hard, we think, oh, I don't know. That's why I have to be gentle. If I don't know this, and now guess what? The mind will drift off because we're feeling that, oh, it's too difficult for me to relax. But with him, as he sends us through this beautiful portal of Bhagavatam, if we can stay with it in a relaxed state without thinking we have to know too much, then it all comes together and it makes it really like a garland. And he's actually garlanded running with this class. I know this for a fact. So I'm just going to say he's my friend. And so don't, if you guys never heard him before, you might say, gosh, he's going to call on me again. I'm not going to know in this class. Don't worry about it, okay? His guru, Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj, every disciple of Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj is like him that I know. Okay, because Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj, when he sit on the Vyasana, like as you said, he was very heavy, very, very heavy. And as soon as he gets on the Vyasana, he's like melted butter. Okay, isn't it true?
Yeah.
So
Hard like a thunderbolt, soft like a rose.
His heart is super soft, but he's giving it as it is. So it's really nice, you know. So don't relax, everybody.
Everybody relax. We're all friends.
Yeah, we're all friends.
So any questions you can ask at any time.
Does anybody need extra paper?
Okay.
I'll
All right. What's your name?
Tomorrow morning.
I'm Tanvi.
Tomorrow morning.
Tanvi.
Okay.
All right. Haribol.
8 o'clock? Okay.
We can start earlier tomorrow if there's problems, huh? Okay.
Prabhu, I'm
So,
also gonna have to step out.
oh my gosh, so many things to do. If we can get, this is why I do, you know what time I do Bhagavatam? Every morning? After Tulsi Puja. Every day. Early morning, there's no disturbance, nothing to do, no cooking, no this, no that. I do Bhagavatam at about 6:30 in the morning every day. Then I do japa. Because when you study in the early morning, you remember. The mind is mode of goodness, sattva gun. It's very easy. You're reading in the morning, Bhakti Tattva Vivek. It's a good time to read, good time to hear and chant, and Bhagavatam. But you're accustomed to doing it after prasadam. So this is what happens. So many disturbance, so many other things to do. But anyways, we'll adapt. I'm a guest. Not going to demand anything, right? I'll try to go with the flow here.
Is this on Instagram or on Facebook Live?
Oh,
It's not.
no, what's on Instagram? Okay.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much.
Tanvi, Haribo.
So you're saying Paramatma?
So, Shrinvatam Svakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanam Ridi Antosto Hyabhadrani Vidunoti Suditsatam. This is the benefit, one of the benefits of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Are we hearing Srimad Bhagavatam right now? Yes, this is a shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Bhagavatam is glorifying itself. Krishna is glorifying himself. What does Krishna do when he wakes up in the morning? You read Krishna book? I couldn't believe it when I first read it. He meditates on himself. All right? Krishna is the summum bonum of everything. All Shakti, all energy, Radharani, Lalita, Visakha, everything, all Baladev, everything is in Krishna and everything manifests externally from Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. Krishna says in what? In Gita. What does he say? Yeah. And when you say a shloka, you should say it with authority. So now say it with authority, loudly. You cannot scare. I am the source, Krishna says, right? Of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this perfectly, they engage in my devotional service. So Krishna, he meditates on himself. That's why I'm saying we have a very special guest today, because Krishna wants to hear his own name, his own qualities, his own pastimes, and hear about his associates. Like Bhishma Dev, we're beginning the 9th chapter of the 1st canto. Krishna wants to hear about Bhishma Dev. So he comes, Shrinvatam, and he starts cleansing the heart. He enters into the heart of the listeners, and hopefully of the speaker, to be able to enliven and encourage and educate. So it's very purifying. Even just doing Mangalacharana is enough in itself. If you have no time, you say one shloka. If you have to go to work, run to work, pick up the Bhagavatam. Sequentially, you go from shloka to shloka to shloka to shloka. Every day, at least one shloka. Bhagavata Jaina Mane, Sejavanasam. The last one we sang was Bhagavata Jaina Mane, Sejavana Sama Tara Shastra Ache Janme Prabhu Yama. What does this mean? Huh? Haridas? Whoever.
Has no regard for the Srimad Bhagavatam is the same as a Yavana, an untouchable heathen. He'll be punished birth after birth by Lord Yamaraj.
Oh, listen, I'm wearing Tulsi Mala. I was told if you wear Tulsi Mala, right, you cannot, Yamaraj cannot touch you. So what is the meaning here? There are many people who wear tulsi mala, but they don't have regard for Bhagavatam. So we have to when there's an apparent contradiction, we have to reconcile it. Isn't it, Haridas? If you have doubt, shout it out. Arjuna had doubts. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna slayed all his doubts. That's why so many devotees get Bhagavad Gita. After they read Bhagavad Gita, then they surrender. I want to become a devotee now because all my doubts are cleared. But if you have doubts, you cannot surrender. Every doubt must be cleared. In Srimad Bhagavatam, every single situation that you can find yourself in life, grihastha life, lady's body, man's body, young person, old person, any race, any color, any nationality, everything is there in Bhagavatam. Every situation in life comes alive in some story in Bhagavatam and teaches how to deal with all situations in a transcendental way. To see things from a transcendental vision of how to act in this world and not be of this world, not to become contaminated of this world. So therefore, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and then trying to live the teachings of Bhagavatam is one thing to hear and understand. It's another thing now to start to put into practice, right? We need to put into practice what we hear. But if we can't practice, then we should hear, because we have to be convinced first. And if our practice is not perfect, if we're struggling with our practice, then we need to hear. We need to understand, what is it about our practice that's not perfect? What is the problem to correct it? Yeah. Until we practice perfectly, we will not become perfect. And someone may say, well, that's way in the distance. I'm not perfect. Those are pure devotees. I'm not a pure devotee. Right? This is a cheating conception. We have to practice perfectly. We have to try to practice perfectly. Even if we may make mistakes along the way, we have to try to get on the right path and practice pure bhakti. Because if we practice Mishra bhakti, some kind of mixed bhakti, Arup Siddha bhakti, Arup Siddha bhakti, Sangha Siddha bhakti, Swarup Siddha bhakti, You're learning. These are different types of mixed bhakti. When we practice mixed bhakti, we get a mixed result. We may get a material benefit. We may get a wonderful husband, lots of money, good job, so many things. Because bhakti is very powerful. It can give a lot of material things also.
I haven't heard Sangha Mishra Bhakti. What's that?
Sangha Mishra Bhakti means those things which are associated that look like bhakti but aren't actually bhakti. Like humility, tolerance, simplicity, cleanliness, different qualities of Brahmins, like Buddhists are very humble, but they don't have no devotion. They're atheists, right? So Sangha Siddha Bhakti means practicing good qualities that devotees may have or Brahmins have and thinking that that's bhakti. Just trying to be humble, just trying to be clean, knowledgeable, tolerant, right? The 26 qualities of devotees, there's 25 that would fall into the category of Sangha Siddha Bhakti, and one is Swarup Siddha Bhakti. Swarup Siddha Bhakti means surrender to Krishna. Without surrender to Krishna, all the other 25 qualities that are described of a Vaishnav, they don't have, they're like so many zeros. When you put the one in front of all the zeros, you have a big number. If you don't put the one there, the zeros are zero. So all these apparently good qualities that a person can have in this world, being kind, being benevolent, charitable, right? Unless Krishna is there, unless bhakti is there, they really have no lasting meaning. They may give some punya, they may give some good karma, so you can enjoy something in life, materially, but they won't give bhakti. So this book that Prabhu is reading in the morning, Bhakti Tattva Vivek by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, describes these three types of bhakti. Okay. Where are we?
You're at the next. You have to explain the Paramatma one more step.
Paramatma. Is it clear on Paramatma? Paramatma is in everyone's heart. But Krishna himself, Brajendra Nandan Shyam Sundar, will come and cleanse the heart. Paramatma does no cleaning. He says, it's not my job. Paramatma is not cleaning. Paramatma is observing and permitting. Paramatma can allow you to go into Maya also. If that's really what you want, Paramatma may make an arrangement for you to go into Maya. But Krishna won't. So when Krishna comes in the heart through hearing Harikatha, then it's very purifying. There's a difference between Paramatma and Krishna. Big difference. Nasta praishu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. What type of Mangalacharna is this? The fruits. What is the fruit that we're going to get by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam? Another explanation. All kinds of anarthas, abhadras, are removed from the heart and almost completely destroyed, and loving service to the Supreme Lord is established in the heart. Irrevocably established. Whatever is gained in bhakti, you cannot lose. Sometimes it's said if you commit Vaishnava Aparad, Suchitra, right? You're going to lose everything. You believe it? Your whole bank account is wiped out. Yes? You believe it? Not true. Whatever is done in bhakti can never be lost. Can never, ever be lost. It may be covered. We may get thrown far away from our practice. We may have to take another birth due to offenses to Vaishnavas. But just like in the case of Ajamil, he committed so many sinful activities, and then when the right time came, immediately he became free from all that, and he got sadhu sangha and then liberation. Only because in his early youth, he did some prayers to Narayan. He named his son Narayan, and at the time of death, he called his son Namabas, right? So even though he had committed sinful activities and gone far away from bhakti, he, at the end, because of a little thing that he had done, Krishna says in Gita this thing, right? Even a little advancement on this path can save one from the most dangerous difficulty. So it looks like, and we say your bhakti is destroyed, that the mad elephant comes and uproots all the plants, your bhakti lata kripa, and tramples it and destroys it. It's like it's finished, right? But then you have to reconcile with the concept that that we have a transcendental bank account, and it never, you don't lose anything. So we should be very careful about aparad, all nam-aparads, including the aparad of neglecting Srimad Bhagavatam. Because Bhagavata Jena Mane Se Javana Sama Tara Shastra Ache Janme Janme Prabhu Yama. Prabhu Yama. Who is Yama? Yamaraj. One of the Mahajans. Very important Mahajan. We're going to hear about Bhishmadev, also one of the Mahajans. So what Yamaraj says is absolutely 100% true. Whatever comes from his mouth. You know, the Yamadutas, they got frustrated. They tried to take Ajamil from his body. And the Vishnu Duta said, no, you cannot take this person. He's chanted the holy name. Maybe not purely. He chanted Namabas. You don't know the glories. So they had a big discussion. And then finally, they went to Yamaraj. And Yamaraj said, yes, this is correct. And he said, I'm one of the Mahajans. Right. Swayambhu, Narado, Shambhu, Kapilo, Swayambhu, Narado, Shambhu, Kumaro, Kapilo, Manu, Bhishma, Janaka, Prahlada, Balirvaya, Sakhi, Vayam. There are 12 Mahajans. Vayam means we. Who's speaking? Yamaraj. He's speaking to the Yamadutas and Vishnudutas when they came. And they were confused. What happened? We tried to get Ajamil out of his body and we were frustrated. So then he said, those religious principles which are enunciated by the Supreme Lord, you cannot change them. And this is one of the religious principles. One who chants the holy name, even without offense, he's freed from all sins. He's purified. So you cannot take a Jamya. You cannot take it. But here it says, you're going to be punished by Yamaraj for neglecting Srimad Bhagavatam. What is that punishment? Birth and death. You have to take birth again. You have to get another material body. Maybe you don't get an opportunity this lifetime to advance very far. It doesn't mean that devotees go to hell. If we go to hell, there's a special hell there for devotees. There's prasadam there. But generally, devotees, they're not punished by Yamaraj in the same way non-devotees are. But still, Yamaraj will punish those who neglect Srimad Bhagavatam. Then, Tadarajas tamo bhava kama loba dayaschaye cheta eteranavidam stitam sattve prasidati evam prashana manaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate vidyate hridaya grantis chidyante sarva samsaya Shiyante chashikarmani drishta evat manishvare. These three shlokas are describing what? Huh? Samukhi? What type of Mangalacharna are these three shlokas describing? Narada? We're on page 1. Okay. Suchitra? There are 3 types of Mangalacharna. Offering obeisances, describing the subject matter, and describing the fruit of hearing. So these 3 shlokas. Huh? Tomorrow. Leave here though. Oh, you're staying. Okay. Oh, I thought you had to go. Okay. So of the 3 types of Mangalacharna, these 3 shlokas are describing what type of Mangalacharna? Suchitra? Are they offering obeisances? Are they describing the subject matter? Are they describing the fruit of hearing? Yes, the fruit. These are very important shlokas because the mode of passion and the mode of ignorance is our enemy. The mode of goodness is our friend. It's still a material mode, but it's a stepping stone to Sudasattva, the transcendental platform. But ignorance and passion, they're not good for devotees. Therefore, we very careful about what we eat, what we see, what we hear, who we associate with, right? So what happens? Tada rajas tamo bhava kama loba dayasche cheta etiranavidam stitam sattve prasidati. When you hear Srimad Bhagavatam, the mode of passion and ignorance, that grip that it has on us due to our attachment to that mode, to the happiness in that mode. There's happiness in the mode of passion. There's happiness in the mode of ignorance. Sometimes you like to sleep. Feels so good just to forget everything, right? Chill out and don't worry about anything and just zonk out. There's some happiness in the mode of ignorance, especially for suffering jivas in this world. And in the mode of passion, there's also happiness, right? You gain some money, you get a good job, you enter into a romantic relationship with the opposite sex. So much endeavor, we can get so much fruit in this world. This is all rajas. This is all passion, right? There's some happiness. But what kind of happiness? Does it last? Relationships come and go, isn't it? They don't last in this world. Everything is temporary. Dukalayama shashvatam. It's temporary and miserable. Except for transcendental devotional service and bhakti, which is permanent, everlasting, blissful, full of knowledge. Everything has a front and a back, yin and yang, up and down. It's a world of duality, birth and death. Huh? We all know that. We've had experiences in life. So if we want to become free from attachment to Rajagun and Tamagun, just hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, they start to slacken. They start to get loosen their grip on us, including kama, lust, greed, lobha, right? All these kam, krodh, lobh, moha, mada, matsarya, all these types of pushings, they start to slacken. And the devotee becomes fixed. Stitam sattve prasiddhati. We become fixed in what? Nikunja? Sattva. Sattva means goodness. Actually, the word sattva means existence, but there's different types of existence. There's Mishra Sattva, which is material existence. There's Suddha Sattva, transcendental existence. And then there's Sattva Gun, mode of goodness in this world. And then there's Vishuddha Sattva. That is transcendental existence in the spiritual world. And Vishuddha Sattva, Visesatma. Different types of Sattva. But here, the Sattva Gun is talking about the mode of goodness, material goodness. Why do we want to become free from material? Why do we want to become fixed in the mode of goodness? I thought we want to transcend all modes of material nature. We say the fruit of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is Rajagun and Tamagun start to lessen their impact on us, and we become fixed in the material mode of goodness, Sattva Gun. Why is that a fruit? Why is that a good thing? Huh? How is it more favorable? Okay. Not being pulled by desire, not being pulled by Rajagun. That's what it's not. Well, what is it? What are the qualities of Sattva Gun? Huh? Huh? Mild-tempered, peacefulness, self-control, happiness, peacefulness, right? Material happiness, calmness. And what happens when you're peaceful? Like you do pranayam, you do some nice asanas, your mind becomes sattva gun. After you do hatha yoga and some pranayam, it's very good for entering sattva gun, isn't it? That's why you do it. Exactly. But hearing Srimad Bhagavatam also puts us in sattva gun. Chanting Maha Mantra also transcends us out of the modes of passion and ignorance. But Srimad Bhagavatam especially, it says here, situates us in sattva gun. So in that platform, how is it a stepping stone to bhakti?
It says it in the next verse, because that's when we can then note it. We can then realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's the man whose mind can enliven by contact with devotional service, then gains positive scientific realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead on the stage where he's liberated from the association with material objects, attachments.
Very good. You read the Sanskrit?
Evam prasana manaso bhagavad bhakti yogita bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sindhasu jayate.
That's it. Bhagavad tattva vijnanam. We get transcendental knowledge. Our mind is able to retain bhakti tattva, siddhanta. We can understand this philosophy, how to practice, and then from that comes realized knowledge. And from the realized knowledge, we also, self-realization means we understand who we are, and we understand who the Supersoul, Krishna, is. So knowledge is produced from sattva gun. If we want to learn We have to be in Sattva Gun. If we want to retain things in our mind, we should be in Sattva Gun. Rajagun, Tamagun destroy knowledge, even material knowledge. So, yeah. Like early in the morning, is Rajas, Tamas, or Sattva? There's 24 hours in a day. Can you explain which times of the day are Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva? Early morning from like 2, 3 o'clock on. This is Sattva Gun. Until you get to sunrise, around 6 or 7. Rajas, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone in the entire world wakes up at some time or can have the possibility of waking
Yeah, most people wake up when the sun rises or right before the sun rises.
So
Only devotees wake up hours before the sunrise, right?
But so my question is just what I mean more clever because does it in other words a person being situated in Sattva Gun but is not in contact with transcendental knowledge, that Sattva Gun itself will not give them transcendental knowledge. That's my understanding.
Right, but this, no, you're right. If we were just going to the mountains and getting away from everything, doing lots of hatha yoga, lots of meditation, lots of om, right? We're not going to realize ourselves in Paramatma. We're not going to realize Krishna. We're not going to advance in bhakti. We may become peaceful. We may become very, materially happy. Our health may improve, right? There may be so many good things that come on the material platform. But here it's talking about hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, which is completely transcendental, you see Srimad Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna. Krishna Tulya Bhagavat Vibhu Sarvasraya. Vibhu means the shelter of all, right? Krishna is the shelter of everyone. Krishna is Krishna. Tulya means the same as Bhagavat. Bhagavat means Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna Tulya Bhagavat. Krishna is non-different from his Bhagavatam. Krishna is Bhagavatam. Vibhu. Krishna is the shelter of everyone, isn't it? Sarva Ashraya. He's the Ashraya, the shelter of Sarva, of everyone. Srimad Bhagavatam, non-different from Krishna, is also the shelter of everyone. So every time we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, if we get into the consciousness that I am coming directly in contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna himself, by reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, then there's a chance that we'll get these benefits that we're talking about. But if we think this is just a book, Prabhupada wrote some commentary, Vyasadeva was a great saint, and, it's about bhakti, and it's a nice book, but we don't put it on the same platform as Krishna, then we're actually offending Krishna. We're coming in Krishna's presence, but we're denying his personal existence. We're coming in the presence by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, but we don't believe 100% that Bhagavatam is Krishna. Just like Thakurji, that's installed is Krishna. Right? Harinam, which is Sudanam, coming from the lips of a pure devotee, is non-different from Krishna. Abhinatvan Nama Namino, right, means the holy name is non-different from Krishna. But what holy name? Not all chanting of Hare Krishna is non-different from Krishna. The holy name which is infused with pure bhakti, spoken by a pure devotee, Krishna is present in his holy name there. Otherwise, he's not present. He has to be installed. Therefore, in initiation, you're given the holy name by a pure devotee. He installs some Shakti, or she installs some Shakti into the holy name to help you to realize that the name is not different from Krishna. Yeah.
So I have a question. I want to start the question saying I disagree. But it doesn't
Okay.
mean the same thing as I disagree. But by saying I disagree, then I can
You can disagree, no problem.
So here's my question. Here's my disagreement, only with the word choice. Because Krishna is always present in his holy name, but he reserves the right to reveal his presence.
Yes, he's present in his holy name.
And he reserves the right to reveal it. He reserves
But
the
not everybody who's chanting Hare Krishna is chanting his holy name.
I don't agree. This is
Because
what-
his holy
they may
name,
not be chanting,
Huh?
they may not be chanting in such a way that Krishna will reveal.
Ah.
Krishna is there, even if they're chanting only.
listen, Krishna's everywhere. Listen,
Take
listen.
the same thing.
Krishna's everywhere. Krishna's everywhere. Krishna's in every atom, right?
But you can't say
Krishna is everywhere.
You can't say he's not in his holy name all the time. All the time he's
If Swarup Shakti and Krishna is present in his holy name, then what is the meaning of all the different benefits of Nama Parad, Nama Bas, Sudanam?
because he is not revealing his presence. He's an independent Swarat, just like you. If you're mad at me, I can call you all I want. Radhakanta, Radhakanta. So now I'm mad at Shiva. I'm not going to answer. So Krishna's conscious. He's always conscious. The name is always conscious. He's always there in his holy name. But he reserves the right to reveal he's there, depending upon the love, the adhikar of the person.
Atashi Krishna Namadi Nabhavedgrayam Indriyai Sevan Mukhi Jivado Swayam Eva Purati Spurati Adaha.
He's always there. He's always there. Even if a child chants, Krishna's there. But he may not reveal his presence to that child until both are here.
Well, this could go on and on. This could be a debate about this point. Because if Krishna is always in his holy name,
Yes.
then what is the need for a pure devotee to give the holy name at the time of initiation? You just chant Hare Krishna and you purify yourself, and Krishna will manifest to you in time.
To educe. Krishna says, well, you've received my name from the pure devotee, therefore I'm obligated. You're my pure devotee who I love and he loves, we have a reciprocation. Now he's giving you the name, I'll show you, yes, I'm here. He's reciprocating with his pure devotee's desire for you to understand that he's always there.
Okay, let's not go on and on about this, because
I just,
I could try to come up with so many different arguments, but we're getting off topic.
okay.
Let me quote a shloka from Chaitanya Bhagavat that may clear this up, okay? And then we're gonna try to finish in a few minutes. Bhagavat Tulosi Ganga. Bhagavat Tulosi Gangaya Bhakta Jane. Chaturda Vigraha Krishna E Charisane. Jivanyasa Karila Sri Murti Pujahaya Janma Matre E Chari Ishvara Vedekaya. This is from Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Lila, 22nd chapter, 81st to 82nd shloka. It's not in there. This is additional glorification. So who's speaking? Vrindavan Das Thakur. Okay. Vrindavan Das Thakur is who? Vyasadeva himself. There cannot be any fault in the words of Vyas, Sukadeva Goswami, Sutta Goswami, right? These are liberated souls. There's no fault in their words. Everything they say is 100% perfectly correct. So what is he saying? Srimad Bhagavatam, Tulosi, the Ganges, and the devotees, wherever these four things are found, Krishna is always present. The deity form of the Lord becomes worshipable after it has been installed, not before, right? Consecrated ritually, and the Lord's presence has been invoked. So you can go to Jaipur and see so many murtis. Krishna's not in those murtis. You can go to many Hindu temples and see murtis. Krishna's not in those murtis. Until a pure devotee calls Krishna to come into the murti to be properly worshipped by bona fide pujaris and Vaishnavas. Why would Krishna come and be not properly taken care of? Right? So the deity has to be installed. The deity is Krishna is not naturally, automatically manifest in the deity. Just because someone makes a beautiful deity that looks just so gorgeous, it looks like Krishna. And in fact, Krishna's grandson, Vajranabh, right? He told everybody in the beginning when they first made deities of Krishna, this is how Krishna looks. This is how you make Krishna look, right? So that's how they started making deities 5,000 years ago. And to this day, looks like Krishna. But is Krishna in the deity or not? You may make an offense. Oh, we hear that Krishna's in his deity. But may be in the deity, may not be in the deity. It has to be properly consecrated by a pure devotee. Then Krishna's in the deity. Okay? Scriptures say that these four things, however, Srimad Bhagavatam, Tulasi, Ganga, and Bhagavat, Srimad Bhagavatam, that within these four things, they are innately divine. Innately, naturally. You don't have to do anything to them. Wherever you see Tulsi, innately divine. Ganga or Jamuna, innately divine. Bhagavatam, innately divine. Right? Especially in Kali Yuga, this sadhana of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is so powerful, just like we worship Tulsi in the morning, right? We hopefully taking some Ganga Jal for Achman, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and associating with some devotees. Fortunately, if we meet a devotee who has Krishna, really Krishna, Vrajendranandan Sham Sundar, not Paramatma, in the heart, Krishna's there. So, where does it say the holy name here? There's no mention of the holy name? All right, I'm just saying, there's no mention of the holy name. Okay, and we have to receive the holy name in initiation. We have to receive it. So something happens. The holy name becomes consecrated. Just like when you call the deity, call Krishna into the deity, something happens to that deity. Krishna actually comes and manifests in the deity. Before it's consecrated, Krishna's not in the deity, even though it looks nice. Krishna's not there.
So you're saying that it's syllables only.
Yes.
You're saying
Yes.
the holy name that is the Hare Krishna Maha
It's syllables only. Exactly. That's exactly what because I'm quoting Gaura Maharaj. He said you can chant for millions of years. You can chant for millions of years, millions of lifetimes. And only syllables will come.
to you.
Huh?
That is the point.
To anyone who's chanting the Hare Krishna mantra without Sambandha Gyan, without a transcendental loving relationship with Krishna, which is established by Gurudev. Gurudev gives us Sambandha, listen first, okay? During Diksha, what does the Guru give? He's giving Sambandha Gyan, giving the relationship. You're an eternal servant of Krishna. You didn't know that before. Before we met pure devotees, we were in total Maya. We thought, I am the enjoyer, I am the controller. The purpose of life is to collect as many toys as I can during this lifetime, enjoy my senses and my mind as much as possible, right? That's the purpose of life, to get material happiness. And therefore, I'm envious of everybody else who has so much. Why don't I have it? I want money. I want a beautiful wife, a loving husband who's going to give me everything, right? This is what we were all running after. We had no idea. We were in complete ignorance. We had no bhakti. We had no bhakti. Then the seed of bhakti comes by associating with a pure devotee, right? In the same way, there are so many Mayavadis who chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. You can go to big temples, even in Vrindavan, where they have crores and crores, lakhs and lakhs of followers, but they're Mayavadis. They're worshiping the deity. They're chanting Hare Krishna. They're singing even Braj Kirtan, right? It's all syllables. It has no potency. Life after life, they're going to be devoid of bhakti until they come in contact with Swarup Shakti, the transcendental energy coming from ultimately from Radharani down through the Guru Parampara. through sadhu sangha and through Gurudev's mercy, we get the seed of bhakti. Brahmanda Brahmite Konya Bhagyavan Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lada Bij. This Bhakti Lada Bij is the desire to serve Krishna. We didn't have that desire before we associated with devotees, right? I didn't have it. Did you have it? None of us had it. Then in a previous life, you had some association with devotees. At some point, you had association, and they gave you that seed. They gave you that concept. You can see, we go out, and people, they're just completely oblivious when you chant Harinam. They have no interest at all. Other people have interest. They come and they start dancing. Why is that? Right? So, really, the jiva we're dependent on becoming consecrated with bhakti. In the same way, our chanting has to be consecrated with Swarup Shakti in order for us to chant the pure name. If we're not chanting the pure name, if we're doing Namabhas, we can chant for millions of lifetimes. And what will you get from Namabhas? You'll get Artha, Kama, Dharma. You won't even get moksha. You can go to Swarga. You want to become Indra? You can become Indra. Right? You do some Ekadasis. If you follow so many Ekadasis, you can become Indra. Yeah. You know how you become Indra? 100 Ashrameda Yagnas, right? And you read the glories of Ekadasi. You practice Ekadasi. So this is worth an Ashrameda Yagna, so many Ashrameda Yagnas, you know. You do so many Ekadasis, you can become Indra. If you're doing Ekadasis not for devotion, you can become Indra. That's right. That's right. So, look, I'm quoting Gaur Govinda Maharaj. He said syllables. These are his words, not my words. Okay? He's Mahabhagavat. Our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Maharaj, respected Gaur Govinda Maharaj so much. There's no difference, in my opinion, between Prabhupada, Gaur Govinda Maharaj, and Narayana Maharaj.
But the question is, my dearest friend Prabhu, it's only the words. It's only the word choice. Because it is a matter of the perception. In other words, if you say the person is only chanting syllables, it is true. That person is only chanting the syllables of the holy name. But it does not mean that the holy name is not there. It means only what they are speaking in the perception.
There's a difference. There's a difference between the holy name and the material syllables of the holy name. The holy name means Krishna himself. There's no difference between Krishna and his holy name. But H-A-R-E, writing and saying with the material concept, is not the holy name.
Oh, that's what it is the holy name, but it is a material concept that holy name is giving you.
If it's the whole, if it's
not, the holy name is not like the stone of the Takuji. I understand what you're saying. Takuji has to be installed, but the holy name is in itself uninstallable. It already exists purely. It doesn't have that.
I think.
Form except the
Listen, you're confusing. You're associating the transcendental holy name with anybody who vibrates the syllable Krishna.
I'm saying.
You're saying it's the same.
If I hear, or the pure devotee hears a Mayavadi or a rank materialist chanting the holy name, that pure devotee is going to hear the holy name and not.
That's different. That's in the mind of the pure devotee. But the Mayavadi who's chanting the holy name, right? Hare Krishna, who's not getting prem, who's not getting namabhas, only getting followers, cheap followers, adoration, distinction. They're not getting bhakti. And we know the Yuga Dharma is to chant the holy name. The benefit of what to speak of Srimad Bhagavatam. The benefit of chanting the holy name is to become free from anarthas and develop pure love of Godhead. So if someone's not getting that, are they chanting the holy name?
That is a matter of semantics. We're not saying are they chanting the holy name. Obviously, in their perception, no. But is the holy name there? Yes. And the holy name.
Okay, this is going to go round and round in circles.
Okay.
It's semantics.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So there's a verse that explains, and you just explained it. What is this? Now Chintamani Krishna Shah. Chaitanya Rasavika. What is it?
Abhinatvan nama namino.
But it says Purna.
Purna Shuddho.
Purna Shuddho means the whole
Nitya
name itself
Mukto.
is pure.
Yes,
It is
yes.
eternal.
100% agree.
Okay.
But we're not talking about the holy name. The holy name that's, listen,
If we weren't to-
a Maya, listen, a Mayavadi, wait. Look, who's giving class?
You are. And I'm
So don't be so argumentative. You're very argumentative. Just calm down a minute. Calm, listen. Tomorrow, you want to give class tomorrow? You give class. Okay. So then you should be a little humble, a little respectful, please. I know. You are fixed in your conception. That's okay. You're fixed in your conception. But a Mayavadi is not chanting the holy name. Even though he's saying Hare Krishna, he's not chanting the holy name that's not different from Krishna. He's not chanting that.
Someone that hears him, that is a pure devotee, does not, if he said, oh, I'm hearing the holy name.
Why is it?
How is it that when Mahaprabhu saw the sand dunes that he saw with Govardhan? I'm saying like like that's it's there's an answer for it.
Mahaprabhu also closes his ears like this. Swarup Damodar will not let any transcendental poetry come to the ears of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that's not completely correct in Siddhanta. Right? Mahaprabhu sometimes closes his ears. He doesn't want to hear Mayavadis, sense gratifiers. He doesn't want to hear nonsense prajalpa. Right? He's a sadhaka. He's acting as a sadhaka because it's contaminating. Milk touched by the lip of a serpent has a poisonous effect. If we hear Srimad Bhagavatam or hear the holy name from a Mayavadi, it has a poisonous effect. Yes?
In that verse, you're saying that the holy name is being contaminated by the conception of the Mayavadi. I agree with that.
The holy name is Nitya Sudo.
Yes.
It's Purna Shuddho. It's completely pure. Purna means complete. Shuddha means pure. Nitya means eternal. Mukta means liberated. Krishna is never affected by the modes of material nature, right? His name is never affected by any material contamination. The holy name can never be contaminated. So if a Mayavadi is chanting the holy name and is contaminating to hear it, they're not chanting the holy name. They're chanting their material conception, their contaminated, impersonal conception of Bhagavan. That's what they're chanting. They're not chanting the holy name.
It's a matter of semantics for me. There's a word choice that we're missing.
All right. Well, we've really gone down a sidetrack here, but it's okay.
I just want to make sure that we don't make offense against the holy name.
Listen, this is a very important point because there's misconceptions about kirtan that need to be clarified. Right now, it's very popular to do what's called kirtan clubbing. You know what clubbing is? You go and you get intoxicated, right? And you engage in sense gratification at a bar and listen to music. Well, why is this word associated with kirtan? Kirtan clubbing, because devotees come together to do what's apparently kirtan, right? But it's a show of musical artistry. It's a competition between who is the best singer, right? There's no harikatha going on. It's not quite pure kirtan sometimes. It's not quite pure kirtan, right? So there's a big misconception amongst many devotees in ISKCON and amongst many devotees in general about Nam Tattva. In Jaiva Dharma, Nam Tattva is described very clearly. If we read Nam Tattva in Jaiva Dharma and try to understand more than Bhagavatam also describes Nam Tattva, but Jaiva Dharma is very clear. All the different types. What is Namabhas? What is Namaparad? What is Shuddhanam? Right? So Devotees who don't understand Nam Tattva, they think, like Prabhupada said, you just chant your 16 rounds, follow 4 regular principles, and go back home to Godhead, right? So devotees, sometimes they take it very superficially. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now I can go do what I need to do, right? I've done my 16 rounds. I'm going to follow 4 regular principles. I'm not taking intoxication, etc. But they're not taking sadhu sangha. They're not advancing in bhakti necessarily, right? They're doing aropsita bhakti mostly, right? They're doing things they like and they're trying to dovetail it in Krishna consciousness. So our Gurudev and Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj and those who are in this line, they're going deeper and deeper to try to understand what is Nam Tattva, what is Bhagavatam, what is Vaishnav Sadachar, right? Above and beyond the superficial social explanation of Krishna consciousness. So if we think that chanting the holy name requires special consideration, special purity, good association, and developing the pure moods of bhakti to come to the level of namabhas and then shuddhanam, then we're going to make advancement. But if we just think, I just have to mechanically chant Hare Krishna because the holy name is Krishna, right? I'm associating with Krishna because I'm chanting my rounds, then we won't get the same benefit. I'm not saying you're saying that, but there's a tendency sometimes to minimize all the other aspects of doing bhakti that are favorable for cultivating Shuddhanam and just mechanically chanting Hare Krishna or chanting with musical talent, making sure the tune is nice, right? The pronunciation's nice, the beat is nice. But disregarding the mood, disregarding the bhav, which is really what it's all about, right? If we have good bhav and we have good musical talent, that's the best. If we have good musical talent and no good bhav, that's the worst, right? If we have good bhav and no musical talent, it's okay. Can get by. But if you have good bhav and good musical talent, Krishna is very happy. You know, he wants to hear also beautiful music. In Rasa Lila, so much music is there. The veena, the harmonium, the mridanga, the kartals, all the different, sarod, all the musical instruments are there. And such nice singing. Krishna's singing one note high, Radharani goes higher, and there's competition between the gopis and Krishna to sing very beautifully. What are the gopis singing? They're singing about how beautiful Krishna is. And Krishna's singing how beautiful the gopis are. And the gopis are singing, oh Krishna, you're such a talented, artistic dancer and singer and such a good dresser. And the gopis, and Krishna's saying, oh, my dear gopis, your charm and your beauty, we cannot compare to anything, to the moon or anything, the stars. There's nothing that I can compare it to. Your love is so deep. In this way, they're singing each other's glories, this Sankirtan. But doing it with such expertise in musical talent. Rasa Lila is not a debase encounter, a romantic encounter between a man and a woman. It's a beautiful artistic display of song and dance. Nikunja Lila is different, is more intimate, more physical content. But in Rasa Lila is just dancing and singing, and glorification, Sankirtan. So when we do Sankirtan, Prabhupada used to say, our Sankirtan is like entering into Radha and Krishna's playful dance pastime. We all want to enter into that playful dance past through Sankirtan. Sankirtan. Yeah. We need more room, but we also mostly we need a pure heart. Tada rajas tamo bhava kama loba dayasche cheta etirnavidam stitam sattve prasidati evam prashana manaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangha shajayate. So when we come to the mode of goodness, what happens is that not only raja and tamagun get dissipated, but prashana, manaso. Manaso means the mind. Prashana means becomes completely joyful. The mind becomes exhilarated, enthusiastic, and joyful. And we understand Bhagavad Bhakti Yogataha, all about devotional service, and realize about devotional service, Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam, and then become completely liberated, Mukta Sangha Shijayate, from all material association. So coming from Sattva Gun to Suddha Sattva, Vidyate Hridaya Grantis Chidyante Sarvasamsaya. The heart is purified, the knot of the heart is pierced, and all doubts are cut to pieces. So what is that knot? We have a hard knot in our heart. You have to untie the knot, or you have to cut the knot. You have to pierce the knot. That knot, what does a knot do? The knot, if you tie a knot, what are you trying to do? You're trying to bind. You're tying a sailor's knot to bind the boat, right? Mother Yashoda is tying a knot to secure, to bind Krishna, right? So what is the knot in the heart? It's our attachment and being bound to material desires, bound to this material world. So when you pierce that knot, especially the kama, the desire to enjoy material life, right, is cut. Now we're starting to become free from material desire. Vidyate hridyagantis chidyante sarvasamshaya. All doubts, samsaya. All doubts, sarva samsaya, chidyante. They are freed, cut to pieces. If we have doubts, we cannot surrender. We cannot progress. We have to clear doubts. Therefore, Harikatha is so important, because in Harikatha, doubts are cleared. You could be chanting, and in your own mind, and your doubts are, circulating around, and yes, Krishna may be purifying you directly of some of those doubts, but Harikatha is so powerful, especially Bhagavatam, because every kind of attachment, problem that anybody can have, there's a story about it in Bhagavatam. And when you hear about it and you go through that with the personalities that are experiencing that and going and getting liberated from it, you get liberated from it. You start to realize, oh, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't be like Bharat Maharaj and be attached to even a deer. Given up my wearing saffron cloth, given up opposite sex association, right? Don't become attached to anything. An animal, pratishta, right? Any of my paraphernalia, my brahmachari paraphernalia, right? Whatever, however small it may be. Only be attached to my lota. Gurudev lost his lota, you know the story with Puri Maharaj, right? So all doubts cleared. Then Shiyante Chasyakarmani Drishta Evat Manishvare. What are we seeing? Drishta. Eva. Certainly. Atmani. Atma. We're seeing the soul. Self-realization. We're seeing who we are. And Ishvare. The dominating soul, the super soul, Krishna. So self-realization means understanding who we are and who Krishna is and what is our relationship, right? This happens from the mode of goodness as a platform after doubts are destroyed, right? Cleared out, and the knot in the heart is cut. Then we can see ourselves. As long as there's doubts, as long as there's attachment, everything's filtered through those things. The false ego. Then we think, I'm this, I'm that. It's not really us. Even we can think, oh, I'm a good devotee, I'm a good brahmachari, I'm a good kirtani, I'm this and that. There still can be false ego, pratishta, right? In devotional service. So that all has to be cut. We are das das anudas. Gopi Bartu Kamalayor das das anudas. That's our only identity. Be a servant of the servant. So these three shlokas are describing the benefit of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna is not indifferent. Krishna Tuya Bhagavat Vibhu Sarvasraya. Prati shloke, prati akshara, nana artakaya. In every syllable, in every verse, there are many, many meanings. So we're taking it slow. First we're doing Mangalacharana. Today was just Mangalacharana. All we did was talk about how wonderful Bhagavatam is, right? We haven't actually started the first canto, 9th chapter yet. So it's 12:30. I think we should stop for today. I'm going to open the floor, not from you, for any comments or questions. You had your chance. It was a very nice exchange. No problem. Any comments, questions, thoughts? Yeah.
Well, someone might say that some of these slokas are saying by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam.
Mm.
What about some of the other granthas that are written by our acharyas like Chaitanya Charitamrita or even Jayadharma maybe?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, how specific is it on Srimad Bhagavatam, or is
Mm-hmm.
Jayadharma, for example, also included in the hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam?
Mm-hmm. Very good question. Gada Graja, Prabhu. This is why I always do comments and questions, because so many good things come out, All doubts should be cleared. 100% should be cleared. There was one shloka that we quoted here. Let's go back to that. Sarva Vedanta Saramhi. That's on the 3rd page, the bottom shloka. You see it? 3rd page, bottom. Sarva Vedanta Saramhi Shri Bhagavatam Isyate Tadrasam Nita Triptasya Nanyata Svarati Kvachit. One who's once tasted the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam, he'll never have taste for any other Vedic literature. Because Srimad Bhagavatam, also it says earlier, if you go up before Sri Sutta Vacha, Tadidam Grahayam Asa Sutam Atma Vatam Varam Sarva Vedeti Hasanam Saram Saram Samudritam. Saram means cream. Srimad Bhagavatam is the cream of all the Vedic literatures. It is the juicy, ripened fruit of the tree of Vedic knowledge. Who is the author? Vedavyas. Vedavyas took the one Veda, broke it into 4 so everyone could easily understand it, gave it to his disciples. Then he wrote Vedanta Sutra, he wrote all the Puranas, the Mahabharata, and in the end, wasn't happy. Wasn't happy. His guru came to him, said, you haven't spoken about Krishna's sweet pastimes in Vrindavan. You need to speak. You need to give a grantha that is totally pure, that's on the transcendental platform, only describing Shuddha Bhakti. Dharma Prochita Kaitavo, Tra Paramo Nirmat Saranam Satam. This Bhagavatam completely rejects all other religions which are materially motivated and establishes the highest truth. So this is the final contribution of Vyasadeva. There's nothing beyond this. All the Puranas, 18 Puranas, there's 6 Rajasika, 6 Tamasika, 6 Sattvika. It's only Srimad Bhagavatam that's the Maha Bhagavat Purana, Sattvika Purana, Suddha Sattva Purana. So it is the essence of all Vedic literature. Does it mean we don't reach Chaitanya Charitamrita, Jaiva Dharma? No. These are all corollary literatures. They expound on Srimad Bhagavatam. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the root. It is the root of all our philosophy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is given important instructions. Aradyo Bhagavan Brajesa Tanaya Taddama Vrindavanam. You know this verse? What is the meaning then? It's in English. You know, Haridas?
Shama Sundar Shri Krishna is the topmost object of our love.
Very good. One thing when you're speaking about Srimad Bhagavatam, the Sanskrit is Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. So Srimad Bhagavatam is, Pramanam means evidence, right? Why we Hare Krishnas? Why we have this Sika? Why we wear Tulsi? Why we're doing regular principles? All these things, right? All the praman, all the evidence, all the scriptural evidence for everything we do and everything we believe is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam pramanam amalam. Amalam means completely spotless, completely pure. It is the spotless, pure, highest praman, evidence, support, right, for our entire philosophy. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching. He doesn't say Jaiva Dharma Pramanam Amalam. Chaitanya Charitamrita Pramanam Amalam. Right? Doesn't say Vedanta Sutra. He says Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. When Jiva Goswami writes the Sandarbhas, they're all glorification of Bhagavatam. Right? Rupa Goswami's writings, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, is all based on Bhagavatam. So many shlokas from Bhagavatam are quoted in all these shastras. So Bhagavatam is the root, it's the cream of all Vedic literatures. It is the essence of all Vedic literatures. One who's developed a taste in hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, there's no need for any other literature. You can only read Srimad Bhagavatam. But if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, it may be helpful in understanding Srimad Bhagavatam, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is also required to understand Krishna. It may be helpful. But really, Bhagavatam is the essence, is the cream, it is the fruit. So if you have this faith and enter into hearing and reading and studying Srimad Bhagavatam with this concept, you watch what happens. I'll give you a 120-day guarantee or your money back. Guarantee you. If you do this for 3 or 4 months, you read Srimad Bhagavatam, do some Mangalacharana, and have firm faith that Krishna is non-different from Bhagavatam, even within 1 week, 2 weeks, you'll experience amazing transformation in your bhakti. Very, very powerful. Sadhu Sangha Nam Kirtan Bhagavat Shravana. Shri Murti Shwaraya Seva Mathura Vasa. These are 5 most important angas of bhakti. Sadhu Sangha, associating with devotees, high-class devotees. Nam Kirtan, chanting the holy name. Bhagavat Shravana. Bhagavat means Srimad Bhagavatam. Shravan means hearing. Shri Murti Shradaya Sevaya, to do seva with faith, to Thakurji. And Mathura Vasa. Vasa means to live, to reside, or to visit. Mathura Mandal, Vrindavan, Jagannath Puri, Navadvitam. So everywhere is Bhagavatam importance is giving. Why are you neglecting? Only because lack of transcendental knowledge. If we understand the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the primary core teachings. What did Mahaprabhu do? Every day he went to Toda Gopinath and heard from Gadadhar Pandit. What did he do in the nighttime at the end of his life in the Gambhira? He didn't just hear the songs of Vidyapati and Chandidas and Gita Govinda. Swarup Damodar was quoting Srimad Bhagavatam, Gopi Geet, Brahmar Geet, all these moods of separation, Vipralimba Bhava in Bhagavatam. And based on that, then they sang the songs of Gita Govinda Vidyapati. First, the Siddhanta was established. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu loved to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Even in his most intimate desire to fulfill the deepest separation that Krishna feels from Radharani, right? He wanted to experience that mood that Radharani feels also in separation from Krishna, because he's combined. He experienced that in Gambhira in the end of his life through Srimad Bhagavatam also. Yet, we think we don't need to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Or we can do it very quickly, okay, and not really with full attention and with full faith. So, this is one important anga, that we could speak about for 1 week, but time is limited. So at least one class. We'll touch on it in the morning again before we start with Bhishma Dev's shloka. Okay? Any other comments? Challenges? Questions? Gaur Premanande! Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki! Veda Vyasadev ki! Brahmanard Vyas Sukadev Goswami Maharaj Parikshit ki! Sutta Goswami Sonakrishi Sage Namashranya ki! Gurudev Guru Parampara ki! A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki! Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur ki! Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki! Shamarani Didi ki! SBA ki! Miami Yatra ki! Shivananda Prabhu ki! Yeah, Ma Mantra.
There's a question I want to ask, but I didn't ask.
Uh.
Do you have any insights as to why these 5 verses, Srila Prabhupada, why he used them in Bhagavad Martini Dharma?
They're in sequence in the Bhagavatam.
No, but I mean, do you know why? Do you have insights into why he wanted to use these 5?
These, starting from 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. You look at what happens there. This is the whole process of purification from hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Extremely important to understand these verses. I remember when Gurudev used to have Padmanabh Maharaj stand up and say these, and I was like, oh, those are so beautiful verses. I want to learn those, And as I learned them, I realized that this is very important Siddhanta. Because we're all trying to become free from Rajagun and Tamagun, come to Sattvagun and then come to pure bhakti, right? So here's the secret right there. The process of devotional service is extremely important to know scientifically. It's not good enough to just know the goal. We have to know the process and practice the process properly. If we're not every day feeling like, wow, this is a great day in bhakti, it means we're doing something wrong, right? Every day when we chant or we associate, we should feel like we've learned something, we advanced, right? We feel more enlivened. If that's not happening, there's a loophole. So that has to do with the process, right? So Harikatha is very important to have classes about, we read Srimad Bhagavatam, Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan, everything is there. Gaur Premanande. So, excuse me, I spoke a long time today. I know some of you are tired. Some of you are not tired. But I'm only here today and tomorrow, and then you'll be rid of me and you can do what you like. But there were comments and questions, and it just kind of went on and on. So please forgive me if I went too long today.
I don't think anyone thinks too long. I think we're just all warming up. Seriously. These devotees have been hearing like a thousand.
Now she's coming.
Yeah, that's it. You hit it right on the head. Exactly. Really.
I
like to raise the standard. I really do, because it turns you.
Yeah. Same thing happens in New Braj. We get into.
These devotees have capacity. No one is feeling too long. I'm sure.
Did anybody benefit from that tit and tat back and forth? Did we learn something? What realization did you get? You don't want to take sides. I don't blame you. Okay, who's going to chant?
I don't get a chance.
Listen.
To chant.
If you're going to chant, you better chant the holy name, the pure holy name. No syllables.
We only need one.
What? We only get one? One Mahamantra? Just one.
Is Shamrani here?
Mm-hmm.
What's her opinion?
You're saying the same thing.
That we're saying the same thing.
Mm-hmm. It's just
A true diplomat.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Radhe Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Haribo, 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 Lord Haribo, 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 Anitai Gora Haribo, 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 Gora Haribo. Haribo, Haribo, Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev. Jai Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo